note these are a form of social commentary and not in any way meant to put down the ideas and ideals of any political or gender identity. You are all fair game in the eyes of the wicked, and we see you.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride.
Gentlemen, this is democracy manifest. Have a look at them. See that chap over there? Take your hand off my penis!
The Deputy Secretary, the Deputy Secretary, Deputy Secretary.
This guy is fucking stupid!
Stay cheesy. All right, and one more. Yeah. All right, my beautiful chickadees, my starflies and reasons for living. Welcome to another edition of STS, which stands for Shoot the Shit. Stop with the bullshit, man. I've heard a few people say some weird shit like, oh, he names his show after Stop the Steal. Nah, dude, it's just initials, bro. I happen to share the same initials with George Carlin, okay? That doesn't mean that I'm anywhere near as good as George Carlin. Now, during the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pretend to be George Carlin and basically use all of his material in my jokes, okay? No, that's not how it fucking works, okay? So no, STS does not stand for Stop the Steal, okay? STS stands for Shoot the Shit. And it's because it was originally meant to be a open forum show that just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. And, that's life, man. Nothing's going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. And so, yeah. So let's start off with a little bit of craziness. I'd like to tell you about my morning. It was unlike anything I've ever dealt with. Okay, now for starters, let's look at the fact that I was born in 1987. So I'm 36 years old. I've seen a lot of crazy shit in my time. And what used to top it, what I always thought was the top, was the first time. Now, this was shortly after 9/11. Now, of course, that was the most fucked up day when it comes to it. But when I was about 9 years old, I witnessed a hate crime where a white girl was introducing her new black boyfriend to her white friends. She went to the store. She came back and literally, while she was at the store, the two pussy-ass white boys jumped him. Shut up. And so they jumped him, and the poor guy ended up, bleeding profusely. He was concussed. He was confused. And I don't blame him for blaming the girl. He thought she set him up. She didn't. But there was so much blood. I remember just being terrified. Now, after that, we lived through September 11th, and I witnessed my school ripping each other apart. Following that, I live in an area around my high school called it's like Little India. It's literally named after like Golda Meir, and so it's an honorary Golda Meir street. It's all a divan, which is going to be Jews, Pakistanis, Indians, Assyrians, and Hispanics. It's a very eclectic bunch. And one day I witnessed two old men start fighting over one guy because he was of Middle Eastern descent, and the other guy was Jewish, and they were fighting over. So I didn't understand what was going on. I really didn't, and it was because he had a like an Iraqi flag next to his American flag. There's nothing wrong with that. He's Iraqi American. It's fine. Let's not forget that Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11, okay? Don't fucking forget that. So, this guy literally said, "You're not fucking American, take that sticker down." And the guy said, "I'm just as much an American as you," and he's totally right. And they went to blows. And these are old men. These were wiser than your average 20-year-old, you know? They're smarter than your average bear. But no, they still fell into that cycle of hate and that cult of ugly personality, which I have deemed cult of impersonality. And yeah, I don't think CM Punk's going to be showing up for this song, so don't worry about it. He'll probably just quit halfway through anyway. A little wrestling joke. I'm sure you didn't get it. All right. So today on the bus, there is me, 3 other people. So you got a Puerto Rican, you got an Irish, you got me, the mixed Italian, and a gay guy. Oh, wait, no, he wasn't there. And so we're sitting there. We're an eclectic bunch. This Middle Eastern guy was getting off the bus, and he left a backpack on the seat. Now, I had been sitting in that row, and I don't remember that backpack being there until he got there. So when he left, we said, "Hey, bro, you forgot your bag." And he looked at us and said, "That ain't mine." That scared the shit out of me because now we have a suspicious bag that looks very heavy, and it's sitting right next to me. And you know what? 2 people, I think at least 2 people were just kidnapped in Evanston over this whole Hamas thing. So this is no longer a matter of bullshit like 9/11 was. Shit is actually affecting us now. Like the real shit is actually happening. So after I heard about these 2 people in Evanston, I hope if I had a God, I'd pray to him, and I hope that you guys come back okay. I hope nothing happens to you and your family. Hope all of you remain safe. But this is not the time. This is not the time to fucking, even second guess that shit. So I forced the guy to grab that fucking bag, take it off the bus, and I told him, if it's not your bag, then throw it in the trash. I don't give a fuck what you do with the fucking bag, okay? Just get it off the bus. It wasn't here until you were here. Now, regardless of whether or not it's your bag to get rid of, all right? So you're getting off the bus, take it with you, drop it in a garbage can, walk away. But I sure as fuck am not going to die on a fucking CTA 93 bus. That is not how I go out. All right? If I go out with a lot of holes in me. I do expect body parts flying around, but not inside of a bus. All right? I at least want one of my legs or ankles or something to hit someone in the face. I want my brain matter to whack someone in the mouth. Like, oh, God. Like serious shit, bro. Take that shit and get the fuck off. So if you see something, do something. Fuck saying something. And the bus driver himself said, "Dude, take that shit out of here." Because we all knew that he had it. I don't know what was in it. And I don't care what was in it. And so there's a device I wanted to show you that was given to me by a friend of the show and a fan of the show. And she runs Spiritual Essence right over here. And so Spiritual Essence has given us this, which is great. It's actually a cop cam. So I can actually adjust it to myself. I've already tested it out. Works great. It also just copies audio. And it records like 10 minutes at a time. So I really suggest everybody get one of these. You can get them on Temu. You can get them on Amazon. I believe this one was like $10, and you literally just record, plug it into your computer. It'll pop up on your Windows media player, and then just look right through. And it'll have a whole listing for you of all your stuff that the microphone picked up and whatever the camera picked up. So, yeah, it's definitely worth purchasing, okay? I heard you can get it for $10 on Temu. I don't know how to spell it. I don't know what it is. Look it up. Okay, now let's get into these cultists. And I want to show you that it's not just it's not just some of the right, it's all of MAGA that has this undeserved sense of strange pride. Now I want to show you, we're going to start from the top. So let's watch again, just a recap of Vivek getting destroyed on TYT. By Cenk, Uygur, and Uygur and Anna Kasparian, who are just phenomenal. And the fact that you're on their show and you didn't bother to learn the person's name, let alone the fucking anchor you're gonna talk to. So this was obviously a shot at her to make her seem less relevant, rather than him not knowing her name. I have a strong feeling that he has her name on a piece of paper right underneath him. He's full of shit.
Officials, including candidates for election, unfortunately, like it or not, have the First Amendment right not to tell the truth. That's just a fact. It's not something that we should necessarily.
He's saying it's okay to lie.
Donald Trump was lying.
That's for the courts to decide. But what I'm telling you guys is,
so then he should be tried. If it's for the courts to decide, and we live in a country of laws, and he's being charged with a very important.
Now, what happened right there was he ended up talking himself into a corner. He had literally said that it shouldn't be up to the judge to decide this fate. It should be up to the voters. For some reason, he thinks that a crime should be dependent on, or the punishment of a crime should be dependent on random people, in the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard in my life. But then he goes back to the judicial system, which was the very thing that he just fought against. So Cenk is really doing a great job of calling out his hypocrisy.
Criminal act. Why do you get to decide instead of the court system and say, "Oh, just let him off. Who cares what the evidence is?"
Because nobody else has been charged under the same set of facts.
Because no one else tried to do a coup against America with a fake elector scheme. Do you know a second person who's ever been accused of that?
We've had contested elections dating back to.
No. See, excuse me. Remember when I say that reframing is a huge fucking thing that everyone's going to do to get out of losing an argument. So he's reframing what he had previously said. And no matter which way my arms go, it don't matter because he is full of shit. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that he just says one thing, then says another, and when he's given an exact example, he starts throwing out generalities, saying, "Oh, well, we've had contested elections." That's not what he asked you. He said, has anyone else ever attempted the shit that Trump has? No. The answer is no, but you'll never get a yes or no from a fucking politician. So congratulations, Vivek. You're a real politician because you don't know how to answer a straight question.
To the late 1800s in this country, and a lot.
Yeah, but no one ever did fake electors and tried to do a coup, Vivek. So are you saying, because this is really important, because good for the goose is good for the gander. So you're saying Joe Biden on his way out can take any national secrets and show them to anyone he likes. He could maybe even sell them, whatever. He could just take them. Who cares?
And
hold on.
He can't sell them.
Okay, all right, but if Donald Trump is charged with selling them, are we allowed to try him then? Or do we just have to let him go no matter what he's charged with?
we're going to be on for most of an hour, so I think it's just important for you to understand something about me. I care about the details. Facts actually matter. I don't care about
the details
random
as well.
jousting.
And
no shit, random jousting? Random jousting. He's jousting you on those very details that you are so committed to. And if anything, you're not talking about specifics and details. You're trying to speak with what's called glittering generalities. And a glittering generality is the first step in propaganda. Now, back in the 60s and the 50s, we used to get tapes, little video projectors that we had to watch in school that were all about propaganda and how to decipher propaganda, how to recognize propaganda and identify it and reconstruct it or deconstruct it. Now, the sad thing is we're never learning those things. So in the 50s, they would say it's called a glittering generality. So by saying a general thing, but making it glitter, okay? So a example is useless agent, a real American. See how there is nothing here that they're specific about. I'm simply stating I'm American. But by putting real and putting the cadence and inflection on the word real, I have now glittered that generality to make it more important than it really is. All right, so let's continue with Vivek.
And you just implemented a law having to do with political speech of a president and extended it to the actions of the president. If the actions of the president are criminal, he should be held to the same. Excuse me, I'm still speaking. Can you please let me finish my statement? Okay. If the actions of the president happen to be illegal actions, especially in the context of our democratic process, you genuinely believe that that individual should not be held accountable for what he engaged in. You think that any former sitting president of the United States can attempt to steal elections, can attempt to implement fake electors and go against the will of the American people. Is that what you're arguing here?
And I just want to address you correctly. What's your name?
I mean, you just came on my show. You don't know my name? My name's Anna.
I don't actually. I thought I was talking to Cenk. What's your name?
My name is Anna.
Anna, good. No, we're gonna be chatting for a while. I just wanted to address you conversationally.
Should have prepared for the interview ahead of time.
Oh, and again, she nails it with that final sack to the face. It's such a beautiful thing to witness. It really is. You do not go on a show and not know the motherfucker's name, okay? Mel Gibson has a billion fucking interviews, you know, back in his day, but he always knew the name of the motherfucker he was interviewing. Oh, wow. Like, you know, did you do any prepping beforehand? And then, you know, I'm not going to bother to tell you or show you what he says later, because he ends up saying, you know, like, oh, I thought I was just talking to Cenk. Meanwhile, there's two people. You didn't ask, who am I talking to? Cenk. Okay, well, what's the other person's name? Yeah, that's kind of something you do when you first meet somebody, let alone get on a fucking TV show. Now, that type of idiocy, that type of ignorance is not just coming from the politicians, but let's show you an example of how this is affecting real, what used to be normal people now are cultists. And you have people like Whoopi Goldberg asking, you know, like a former spokesperson for Trump or a former lawyer of Trump, you know, I love how they asked her, did you not realize you were in a cult? And she kind of laughed it off, but she didn't give it the seriousness that it needed. And it is a fucking cult. When you are comparing a guy to perfection and saying that no one is better and this person is the only one that you can solve your problems, that's a cult. That's not a president. That's a cult leader. You know, that's how people talk about Stephen Jones. I mean, shit. That's how people talked about Koresh. That's how people talked about Hitler. And that's how people talked about Mao. So you guys love throwing out these generalities and these comparisons, but you hate looking in the mirror so goddamn much. But then again, if I looked like Bill Barr right there, over there, if I looked like Bill Barr, I'd probably hate myself too.
And the one.
I'm so sorry about that. What I meant to do was address this video. So we're going into the war room, which is like Matt Gaetz' second home now. I think he lives on a podcast. We have 89 goddamn politicians and growing that have podcasts. Dude, you don't even do your real job. How the fuck are you going to have a side hustle? I mean, literally. What do you do? Do you bitch about how you miss the good old days of hosing the black guys and then go promote some fucking muscle milk or some dumbass product like from Etsy or some shit? How does this work? Because the last people I'd want to deal with as a sponsor is a goddamn politician. That's the last one I want. So these people, the one that he's talking to, I'm sorry, that's Steve Bannon, not Bill Barr. I'm so sorry about that. But if I look like Steve Bannon, I'd want to kill myself too. Now, Steve Bannon is going to ask them, what did they do? These are people, this is a woman that joined in the insurrection of our fucking election. This was a woman that entered the fucking Capitol by breaking a window. And in short, the conversation is simple, but it's going to be dragged out and confusing, where it was simply asked, oh, so did you break in? Well, I came in through a window. How'd you get in? I broke the window. So you broke a window. Well, yeah, but also had to get out through a different window. So you broke two windows? No. Yes, but I shouldn't be punished for it. Can't I just pay? This is that kind of attitude I'm talking about, where it's not about my actions, it's about my wallet. That's what it's always about, and it's bullshit. And these are the excuses that these fuckers come up with. Listen to this.
Through a window, but I didn't
go in the building. How can the government argue for 96 months?
Well, that is incorrect. I did go in the building and the one through a window, but I didn't go deep into the building. I didn't go into the Senate floor. I didn't go into anybody's offices.
That makes you so much better.
I don't understand why they're asking for as much as they are. It doesn't make any sense to me, because it was a mistake, and I'm sorry, and I wish I could pay for it or do.
There you go.
8 years to.
There she goes. She just said the fucking quiet part. She just said the quiet part out loud, ladies and gentlemen. She had the balls to say, "Can I just pay?" And that is what I'm talking about. It's not just Trump. It's people that are fucking stupid. Now listen to how she thinks she doesn't deserve to serve time, because time is not valuable by $1. So it's kind of sad that this is their little crying excuses. And if I'm seeing this correctly, I'm pretty sure the kid in the middle right here is wearing a goddamn MAGA hat. Is that just me? Am I fucking crazy? But I'm telling you, there's a kid in the middle of this shit. Look at the kid in the middle. He's got a goddamn MAGA hat on him. Do you guys not learn anything? Wow. All right, let's listen to these fucking morons a little bit more. This is the definition of a retard right here, not a person with a mental disability. Those people are products of society, or those people are credits to society. This is garbage people. Garbage people. All right, continue, because that's your right, even though it shouldn't be. You fucking anti-American.
I saw, I was on the violent side of the building. I was on the west side. And after I saw Roseanne Boylan dead at my feet.
So you saw a dead police officer at the foot of your body and nothing tells you maybe I should get the fuck out of here before it somehow gets any worse? No. The first thing she thought was, we gotta break a window. I'm pretty sure if any of those people were my people and my people's skin color, I'm pretty sure we all would have got wiped out by some fucking Rambo gun the moment we approached that bitch. They've been waiting for our brown asses. And we see this shit who is literally saying, I don't want to give up 8 years. It's not like I performed an insurrection. That is exactly what you did, you dumb bitch. You fucking did that. All right, let her fucking talk some more so I can curse her out some more.
I was obviously irrational. I did break a window. I've never hid that. I've always been open about it. But to give somebody 8 years for that in an out of control protest, you know, we're not insurrectionists.
That is literally what you are. You were an insurrectionist. And you're amazed at 8 years? You're amazed at 8 years, motherfucker? If you were my skin and you got caught with a fucking nugget that big of crack, I'd be doing more than 8 years, all right? If you were black, you'd be doing 16 fucking years. Just shut your fucking white ass mouth, all right? Seriously, I am sick of this shit, all right? MAGA is fucking garbage. Your people are garbage. Your fucking cult is stupid, all right? You have a cult of stupidity, all right? You have a cult of a stupid nationality, an anti-American fucking cult, all right? That's exactly what a fucking MAGA is. You're an anti-American cult, and you know what? My heart goes out to you guys that work with people like this and have to act like it's okay. And a good friend of mine is stuck working a job around a bunch of MAGA morons, and trust me, I always throw that in my hashtags. But he has to deal with that shit on a daily basis because of the people, not only the people that he works with, but the people that he has to be working around act like that. Now, that's fucking disgusting because you can't even do your job without having to hear some dumb white motherfucker talking about how he has it the worst. There's nothing more annoying than that shit of listening to people that have more opportunities than you will ever have bitch about their lack of opportunities. All right? I just witnessed a person who literally knows the rules of a system, broke those rules, and is now crying about being treated unfairly in a totally different situation when he broke the fucking rules. And I had to clearly say, dude, you knew what to expect. You knew what you're doing was wrong. You did it, and now you're fucked. All right? It's called consequences, not payments. Cocksmokers. All right. Love you guys. Stay safe. Stay free. Stay yourselves. And stay the fuck away from fucking pork and MAGA. Love you guys. Stay safe. Most of all, stay cheesy, y'all.
Please note these are a form of social commentary and not in any way meant to put down the ideas and ideals of any political or gender identity. You are all fair game in the eyes of the wicked, and we see you.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, they say, hey, don't worry.
democracy manifest. Have a look at, see that chap over there? Take your hand off my penis!
The Deputy Secretary, the Deputy Secretary, Deputy Secretary.
This guy is fucking stupid!
Stay cheesy.